Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Welcome to the Gameweek 2 Stats Review video. As mentioned last week, we will be bringing this to our members and Patreons every Monday morning, but the first three episodes are available for free on YouTube. We encourage you to sign up for our Patreon or YouTube membership using the links you see on the screen and on the description. All stats you see in this video are from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. They have a great app now, which I highly recommend, and they also have a discount which would be expiring soon. So, highly recommend checking that out using the affiliate link in our description below. So, a lot more to unpack this week now that we have two rounds of games done. I will go through all the matches again this week just for the sake of being comprehensive, but I don't think we will spend as much time on them individually. As we did, I'd rather start looking at the summation of data now a bit more. But let's start again with the games in the same order in which they were played. Now, the first up, we had Brighton and Manchester United. Brighton had 2 xG compared to 1.43 for Manchester United. 14 attempts to 11, two big chances for Brighton compared to just one for Manchester United. In terms of shots in the box, Welbeck was on top, 3 shots in the box. Pedro also took two, and I thought Pedro was quite good. Did a lot of good things off the ball as well, and I think he is now a bit more secure from minutes than I thought he would be previously. And it's interesting that he stayed on while all the other players were subbed, and that obviously made a difference in him getting his goal. Minte also took 2 attempts, but all in all, a bit of a cagey game, not as high scoring or as free flowing as people would have expected when such a dynamic attacking team like Manchester United are involved. When chances created, Bruno was on top with three, the one big chance created. Mazraoui also created 2 chances, which is encouraging. I didn't think he had much more attacking threat, but looked quite useful. Expected data, NPXGI, Welbeck right on top, followed by Bruno, 0.8. Bruno owners have been pretty unlucky so far not to get any returns over the first two games. I've kept all these tabs open this time, so let's hope we can go through a bit faster. Palace, West Ham, 1.35 xG for Palace, 1.39 for West Ham. So more of a draw game, but West Ham came up on top because of Palace's failure to score. In terms of big chances, Palace had two, just one for West Ham. More shots in the box for West Ham, which means that Palace obviously had a higher quality of shots. Quick look at the goal threat numbers. Edward and Suchek, 3 shots in the box each. No big chances from those. 1 shot on target each. Eze with 2 shots in the box, one of which was a big chance. Antonio with a big chance. 33 minutes for Fulkrug. He shared minutes with Antonio, as would have been expected. I would like to see him get into the team now pretty soon. Let's have a look at the distribution numbers as well to see how Eze did for chance creation. Bowen was in fact the top chance creator on the pitch with 5 chances created. One to watch when the West Ham's fixtures get better. 4 chances created for Eze as well, but none of these were big chances. The only 2 big chances from Palace were created by Wharton and Sarr. That's interesting. In terms of expected data, Eze out on top, 0.62. Antonio after that, Mateta, Edward. Nothing much from the fullbacks to speak of this game. Neither Munoz nor Mitchell really had much involvement. 0.02 for Munoz, 0.08 for Mitchell. Bit worrying as somebody who backed their wing backs. Let's have a quick look at the average positions also, just to see if they got really forward. Mitchell looked to be getting a bit more forward than Munoz, but again, you see Richards, Lerma. Lerma was essentially dropping back to create a back four. Fulham versus Leicester. 1.78 xG for Fulham compared to 0.61 for Leicester. So you have to say Fulham were deserved winners. In terms of goal threat, 13 shots in the box compared to just 6 for Leicester. 3 big chances for Fulham, just 1 for Leicester. I'm guessing that's a goal they scored. Looking at the shots in the box, 7 for Muniz. That's a lot. None of them are big chances though. This continues with the trend we were talking about in the earlier pods in Muniz. He gets a high volume of chances, but not very good quality chances. It's a bit strange for a striker. Just 2 of those on target. Apart from that, Iwobi took 2. Smith Rowe took 2 shots, out of which just 1 was in the box, and obviously he scored from that. 5 penalty area touches. So he was getting in the penalty box as many as Traore did. Looking at the chance creation numbers now. Pereira with 7 chances created, just one big chance created. Again, a lot of these chances must have been for Muniz, low quality chances. Traore created 4, to which one was a big chance created. That's a bit more interesting. Couple for Robinson. One was a big chance which was scored from. 2 chances created for Muniz as well. Nobody else really to speak of. Winks with 1. And PXGI, I'm guessing, is going to be Muniz on top. The numbers, the way they are. No, Traore, 0.71. So he got some 0.2 XG as well. So that's what adds to it. After that, Muniz 0.59, Smith Rowe 0.56. Obviously, the goal he scored from was a very high XG. Yep, 0.53. That explains that. Yeah, Pereira, you see 0.43 just from XA. So not a very high volume, high quality of chances. Just 0.11 for Robinson. So bit fortunate there. Man City versus Ipswich Town, the big game. Congrats to all who triple captained him. Was a great haul for you guys. I think 17 points from a triple captain is fantastic. Puts you in a good spot for the rest of the season. Looking at shots in the box, this is why Haaland is such an incredible asset compared to the other premiums, is because he just absorbs all of the XG. Just look at that. 6 shots in the box. Nobody else had more than one in the Man City team. 3 of those were big chances. And apart from that, there's nothing really to look at in terms of Ipswich numbers. Ipswich doesn't look like it had another shot in the box. Yeah, they didn't. Not a single one. In terms of chance creation numbers, I'm guessing De Bruyne's going to be on top. Yep. 4 chances created, 2 big chances created, 2 from Doku, Kovacic, Savio. Ben Johnson created 1, which was a chance they scored from. And PXG is obviously going to be Haaland. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh yeah, of course, De Bruyne, most of it will be XA, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. No, De Bruyne's XG is actually 0.81. Of course, you have to keep in mind now this is a StatsBomb model. This factors in that there was no keeper for the goal which he scored. So this awards a much higher XG than the older model, which would have factored in just the position he scored from. So I do like that. It's a much more accurate model in that sense. Non-penalty goal involvement for Haaland was just 1. That's interesting. Because I guess, because the goal he scored from, he had the good header, and the other goal was outside the box. So it makes sense that that's pretty low. Southampton versus Forest, just 0.14 xG for Southampton, 2.45 for Forest. A bit worrying for those of you guys who backed Adam Armstrong. Got that one right this time. 6 big chances for Forest. And keep in mind, Forest are not a very good attacking side. That's a huge number. 14 shots in the box, 23 total. Probably the standout attacking numbers of this game week. In terms of shots in the box, Gibbs White took 3 for Milenkovic, which is interesting. As a centre back, he got afforded 2 big chances. I saw one of them, which was a chance that Wood created on the highlights. I didn't see the other, but a lot of them now look interesting. Chris Wood also had 2 big chances, so much better stats in the last game. And in fact, this time he didn't score. Just one attempt for Adam Armstrong in the box. No big chances, of course, for Southampton at all. Very worrying signs. At home, especially. Hudson-Odoi was the top chance creator with 4 chances created, 1 big chance. Elanga close behind with 3. Gibbs White with another 3 chances created, no big chances. Aina also created a big chance. Who else created the big chances? Wood did, of course. So Wood owners are quite unlucky. That's 3 big chance involvements for him. Guessing the expected data will be quite healthy for him as well. Milenkovic with 0.99. Gibbs White with 0.49. 0.33 seems a bit low for Wood given that he had 2 big chances and a big chance created. His NPXG is 0.24. Not that great. So I don't know what the big chances are in that sense. It seems a bit strange. Let's just go back and double check that. Yeah. Spurs versus Everton. Spurs completely demolished them. I think all of us who had Solanke for this fixture were quite unlucky. for him to pick up the injury. There was a haul there for us. 2.43 xG for Spurs. That being said, Everton did manage one. Could have scored, but I didn't really watch the games to really tell you guys what sort of chances these were. Let's have a look here. Romero with 3 shots inside the box. That's awesome. Tarkowski with 3 as well. So you'd have to say that Spurs' weakness at defending set pieces is still quite apparent. Couple for Jack Harrison. Couple for Maddison, which included a big chance. I think this was a through ball that Romero played. Just 2 shots in the box for Son, both of which he scored from. Clinical Son as usual. 3 shots on target. One was outside the box, obviously. Not seeing any shots from Porro over here. So I guess he had a bit more of a quiet game in terms of goal threat. Nobody else really stands out. Looking at the chance creation numbers, McNeil created 6, but no big chances to speak of. Kulusevski created 4. Maddison created a couple, out of which were 2 big chances. So that's 3 big chance involvements for Maddison. That's pretty cool. 6 big chances for Spurs overall. That's big. Expected goal involvement. Son right on top, 1.19. Obviously, because the open goal adds a lot to it. Very high XG for that one. Romero with 0.83. Romero's just a beast. Let me have a look at the XA numbers. Yeah, the XA numbers are pretty good as well, 0.3. So he was creating. Maddison is looking a lot better at 0.79, but you'd have to say probably the best 2 fixtures are behind them now. Not necessarily investing in them yet. But yeah, Everton had a few chances by the looks of this. Porro just 0.14 in terms of expected goal involvement. Let's have a look at his chances created. What did he do? He had just 1 chance created, Porro. So attacking numbers weren't that great for him this game. Taking set pieces off him has definitely lowered his attacking output a little bit. Maddison is taking all of their set pieces now. Moving on to the next one, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Aston Villa actually did better for XG than Arsenal. They had 1.28 XG compared to just 0.87 for the Gunners. Big chances, both teams created 2, but it was a KG game with just 5 shots in the box for Arsenal and 7 for Villa. I watched this one. Rodgers was very impressive. I think he cemented his place in the team. I'm pretty convinced about that. No player had more than 1 shot in the box except Watkins. Now, both these were big misses. 2 big chances, both were afforded to him. Havertz had 1. He obviously didn't score from that. Odegaard had 1 as well. But again, Arsenal away, they look to control games, and this was, of course, a difficult fixture for them. So they clearly were a bit more cagey in this one. In terms of chance creation, Rodgers was tied for as a job chance creator with Odegaard, Saka, Tielemans, and Watkins. He created a big chance as well, along with Martinelli. Rice was the other one who created the big chance. In terms of expected data, obviously Watkins is going to be right on top with those 2 big misses. Odegaard also was a bit unlucky not to score. 0.41 for Martinelli. Just 0.15 for Saka. Expected goal involvement wasn't that high. I remember that 1 shot he took that Martinez saved. Apart from that, I don't think he really had much goal threat as well. Just going back here, yeah. Just 1 shot in the box for Saka. And let's look at the chance creation numbers. And 2 chances created, so I guess 6 points is a fair return for owners over there, you'd have to say. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Bournemouth were probably the deserved winners over here. They had 2.26 XG compared to 1.69 for Newcastle. Newcastle a lot better when they got Trippier and Barnes on the pitch in the second half. I expect that system to continue now against Spurs. But in terms of shots, they created 12 versus 11 for Bournemouth and 4 big chances compared to just 2. So 4 big chances from 12 shots is a very healthy ratio. In terms of shots in the box, let's have a look. Isak had 5. That's a lot of shots, man. You'd expect Isak to score from that. I didn't think the shot numbers would be this high for Isak. Semenyo had 5 shots in the box, 7 shots in total. No big chances, none of these on target. Burn had 2 shots as well. 1 on target. One of them was obviously a big chance from a set piece. Evanilson also had a big chance. 2 shots on target, 2 shots in the box. Barnes, 1 shot in the box in the limited minutes. Nobody else really stands out. Gordon scored from his only shot in the box. Let's have a look at the chance creation numbers. I'm guessing Gordon will be pretty much close near the top. Yep. 4 chances created, 1 big chance created. This was a header that Dan Burn missed. Tavernier with 4 chances created, Christie with 3, Semenyo with 3, Barnes with 2 big chances created in his just 40 minutes. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing he's going to start the next game along with Gordon. Murphy owners should be a little bit worried, I think. Isak with 1 chance created. Expected goal involvement, Semenyo 1.46. That's solid. That's significant goal involvement, most of which coming in the forms of expected assists. XG is only 0.33 despite taking so many shots. So a lot of low quality shots there. Tavernier 0.91, Gordon 0.87, coming from 0.47 XG and a mix of XG and XA, which is what you want from an FPL asset. But he might be shifted to the right next game, something we have to monitor with Barnes on the left. So remains to be seen how he plays in that role. But I like Gordon still as a whole. Just 0.35 for Isak, all of it coming in the form of XG. Move on to the next one. The big one, of course, the one you guys have been waiting for. Wolves Chelsea. Now, what will surprise you is that Chelsea were actually below Wolves in terms of XG. Wolves XG was 1.96 and Chelsea were 1.68. I thought Sa had a bit of a poor game, and Wolves defending, I think what happened was they thought they could get at Chelsea. So they possibly were a bit more open than they would have been traditionally. They saw some weaknesses which they wanted to exploit. They left a lot of spaces open in the counter, which is what Palmer kept finding Madueke on the right. So Nuri really neglected his defensive duties, but was very good going forward. He had 1 assist, could have had more. Very open game. You look at that, 5 big chances for each side. It's very, very rare that you're going to find 10 big chances in a single Premier League game. So real basketball match, was great to watch. So have a look in terms of goal threat over here. Madueke, 5 shots in the box, 2 big chances, 5 shots on target, 3 of which he scored from. Cunha with 3, Felix with 2, Palmer with just 2 shots in the box, 1 on target. So Palmer was playing a number 10 role this time rather than out wide. So he wasn't getting in the box as much as you'd like, but still quite lethal in terms of taking his shots. He did have 1 big chance. The goal he scored wasn't the big chance. The goal he scored was from outside. So I don't think that's being classified as a big chance. This is obviously a different attempt. Nobody else really stands out. Felix with 2 in the limited game time also was pretty cool. Palmer, obviously the top chance creator, 4 chances created, 2 big chances created, both of which were from Madueke. Nuri created 1 chance. Yeah, in a game which was with 8 goals, you'd expect to see a lot more chances created over here, but it was just a lot of clinical finishing by Chelsea and some poor goalkeeping, I thought, by Jose Sa, who's normally a very good shot stopper. Looking at non-penalty expected goal involvement, Cunha is right on top, 1.13. That's a lot. 6.51 to watch once the fixtures get better. Palmer with 0.82, Madueke with 3 goals and just 0.69 NPXGI. So I wouldn't go steamrolling him into him yet. A good pick, I think, at 6.4, 6.5 to replace Nkunku. And of course, those of you with Nkunku, I would look to get rid immediately if you haven't already before his price drop. Just looks like he's not going to be playing on the wings I mean, the manager criticized Mudryk a little bit after the game, said he wasn't happy with him. So I do expect Neto to cement his place on the left, Madueke on the right, and Palmer looks much more suited to this number 10 role. So I really don't see where Nkunku fits in now to this system. He's an immediate sell. Let's just have a look at the Chelsea position map as well since we are here. Palmer was the most forward player. Jackson there, Mudryk and Mudryk here, Madueke over here. Neto, when he came on, was a bit more wider. Caicedo and Enzo over here. Cucurella obviously dropping into midfielder sometimes. Same with Gusto. Gusto, I think, was the guy tucking in a bit more, from you can see from the midfield position here. The last game of the weekend, Liverpool-Brentford. A comprehensive Liverpool win. It didn't look as easy as the XG numbers probably say. It says over here 2.65 XG for Liverpool and just 0.36 for Brentford. 4 big chances for Liverpool compared to just 1 for Brentford. 17 shots in the box is a lot. I think second only to Forest for this week. In terms of attempts in the box, Jota with 4. That's quite a few. 1 big chance. Salah with 3. 1 big chance. 2 shots on target for Salah. 2 for Diaz. None for Jota. Jota could have had a goal and an assist though. Some big misses over there. Felt pretty unlucky, but you take the assist is what we can get. 1 shot in the box for Trent. I think this was blocked. This was Robertson with 2 shots in the box as well. This was a big chance of Jota that he should have scored from. Let's have a look at the chance creation numbers. Expecting Trent to be on top here. He had a very good game. Yep. 4 chance created, 1 big chance created for Trent. Diaz also, normally you don't see a lot of chance creation numbers for Diaz. Under Klopp, he was much more of a selfish player, but clearly he's adding this element to the game, which is encouraging. 4 chances created for him, 3 for Robertson as well. So Robbo does have his merit at 6.0. 2 chance created for Jota, out of which 2 were big chances. So that's 3 big chance involvements for Jota in total. XGI, I'm guessing it'd be Trent or Jota right on top. Diaz, okay. Of course, both chances created and he scored. So 1.04 NPXGI over there. Salah with 0.75. That's 0.5 XG, 0.25 XA. Pretty all-around numbers. For Jota, it's 0.59 XG. Just 0.06 XA, which seems a bit harsh to me. I don't get that because you've got the distribution numbers. You see 4, like what? 2 chances created, 2 big chances created. So you expect more than 0.06. But I don't know how the XA models work as such. So anyway, those are the individual matches. Now let's have a look at the player numbers so far which we've had this season. This is across all positions for the first 2 game weeks. Muniz is on top with 9 shots in the box, but again, there's 0 big chances and only 0.69 XG to show for it. So that's what, like 0.7, 0.8, 0.08 XG per chance, which is not encouraging. 4 chances created, 0.71 XGI overall. Suchek with 8 as well. Haaland 8, Jota 7, Salah 7, Havertz 6, Eze 6. Eze owners have been quite unlucky. Feel for you guys. Madueke with 5. So look at big chances. Obviously, the big chance king is always Haaland. Liverpool continue to create big chances. As you can see, 3 for Jota, 3 for Salah is quite encouraging. You don't see Saka anywhere over here. Just 1 big chance for Saka, which I do think establishes why Salah is the best premium asset in the game. After Haaland, of course. But it's debatable. Let's have a look at the XG non-penalty. Jota right on top as Liverpool centre forward at 7.6. I still think he's a good buy with the fixtures coming. Garnacho with 1.39. Lot to do, I think, in the first game with his miss. 1.33 for Diaz. Welbeck 1.31. Would not have expected to see that. It's encouraging with Brighton now facing Arsenal in game week 3, but one to watch in game week 4 if he can stay fit. Haaland with 1.28. Bruno with 1.26. Again, quite unlucky not to score so far. 0.86 for Eze. 0.94 for Wood. 1.17 for Son. That's about it from there. Shots. Who's had the most shots on target? Haaland, Salah, Madueke, Eze, Saka. Names you'd expect. Pereira way out on top for chances created for 13, but just 0.53 XA and just 1 big chance created. So won't read too much into that. This is encouraging as a Saka owner. 7 chances created over there, but only 0.87 XGI. 1 big chance created and 1 big chance afforded to him. Decent numbers and ones that really don't leap out as much as you'd want. Diaz again, a bit surprising to see him there. He's creating chances. And of course, Trent, joint second highest chance creator in the league. 1.68 XGI from 2 games is very, very big. 3 big chances created as well. I think he'd be top of the league. Yep. Top of the league for big chances created and for expected assists. But look who's second over there. It's nice to see Maddison getting back to being himself. That's just from 5 chances created. 1.36 XA. That's a very good ratio. He's creating good quality chances, which is what you want from an FPL asset. But Semenyo is definitely one to watch. He's popping up on a lot of these tables. at 5.5 for when Bournemouth's fixtures get better. Minte has also been creating some good quality chances. KDB, you guys don't need to tell me what he does. Move on to some team numbers to close out this video. Ipswich have been the leakiest side so far in terms of XG conceded non-pen, but you'd expect that having played Man City and Liverpool, the fixtures get a lot better now. Now is when we really see how they do. Newcastle's a large part of the XGC is from the first game, where they were up, where they had 10 men, so you would expect this sort of performance. Also, the best teams in terms of XGC have been Liverpool and Man City. Surprisingly, Forest, but Forest against Southampton only gave up 0.14, so we need a larger sample size to judge that. Arsenal for 1.75 have been a fortunate, I think, not to concede any goals so far. That's about very difficult to take any trends in right now, conceding that it's a very small sample size, really dependent on the opposition they have faced. XG, Liverpool are right on top, 5.31. Manchester United being dynamic and attacking again at number 2. Forest second, Spurs third. City a bit down over here, and Arsenal also, you'd expect them to see them a little bit higher. They aren't really firing on all cylinders yet. Liverpool have only conceded one big chance. Very, very tight defensively under the new manager so far. But again, the opponents, you have to read into that a little bit. This game at the weekend is a big one against Liverpool and Manchester United. On paper, you wouldn't expect it to be a very high scoring one, but we know what happens usually in this fixture. Ipswich have conceded 11 big chances, which is a lot. Everton have conceded 8, Southampton have conceded 7, Leicester have conceded 5. Villa's next 4 opponents are Leicester, Wolves, Everton, and Ipswich. So those are really good fixtures from an attacking standpoint. Liverpool have created the most big chances in the league along with Tottenham. Forest in third with 7, but that's obviously 6 from just the game against Southampton. Liverpool are top for shots in the box, but West Ham in second is quite encouraging. Under a new manager, those are the kind of numbers you want to see. All the data is right there in front. You guys can pause and have a look. You don't need to go through everything. I'm just going to wrap this up now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A reminder that this is going to be available on our Patreon feed every Monday and available for free for another week on YouTube. So if you're enjoying the content, do subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/the FPL Wire or join as a member on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week.